I have not seen a presidential administration handle a topic as badly as we're seeing the Trump administration handle the whole Epstein debacle. I don't need to give you the context. We've been talking about it all the last 2 days. So you know what I'm talking about. The DOJ coming out saying, oh, case closed, nothing else. And we don't really have any more bombshells despite saying that we did and saying we were about to release them. And it's all just been so strange. If you want my more thorough thoughts, we did a whole 30-minute segment on it yesterday. But here, Trump finally got asked about it and did not like it. He was kind of in a mood for this whole cabinet meeting, but this one really got him aggressive.
Sure. Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Just because right now the people mostly confused, I feel like we're unsurprised. When they said, oh, we don't actually have the bombshell we said we had and we were going to release the client list and all that, we went, yeah, we know. Yeah, we know. We knew. But MAGA's are more confused, so again, let me speak to them. Was that? What? If that weren't Trump, what would you be saying? If that weren't Trump being that aggressive and defensive, what would you be saying? Now, let's see if I can pull this up. Yeah, it's everything about... So they released... And y'all know, I'm like... Sometimes I go overboard and y'all will get upset with me to be so far from conspiracy theorizing. So I won't jump to any conclusions about anything. But this is like a movie. The video released by Ms. Bondi and Mr. Patel, however, appears to be missing a minute just before midnight. The digital clock on the screen jumps from 11:58:58 to 12 a.m. Officials did not immediately have an explanation for the apparent gap. What? Why? What's happening? I don't even know what's happening. What? You can't. That's the thing. Pam Bondi's gonna have some statement here, but everyone in every mystery movie ever looks for the missing minute. Why did you put a missing minute? That led to some people, you were saying, commenting, like, is this some distraction? This whole situation, we have the client list, never mind, doesn't exist. Trump going, what are you talking about Epstein for? It's like the Bill Gates, well, he's dead, so. And then a missing minute? Guys, you just birthed like 100,000 conspiracy theorists. What? Don't do it. Oh, no. Crazy talk. But again, from MAGA's perspective, no. This is never, ever anything wrong with Trump. It's never his fault. It's never anything. It's that Pam Bondi's corrupt, but not Trump. Kash Patel's corrupt, but not Trump. Or Bongino's lying, not Trump. Even though Trump's the one who interrupted Bondi to say, why are we still talking about this? Okay, here's what Bondi said about the missing footage.
It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file, along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively, the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
Yeah, so again, because I operate the way that I do with stories like this, I've already explained a lot of that to you. Like, we went through all the details of why I do agree with the official story that it was a suicide, and there is actually plenty of evidence to back it up. Yes, people's minds are going to go berserk whenever you have footage and cameras that weren't working, all that, but then you also learn cameras weren't working a lot of the time, which was some of the context that he tried to commit suicide once before, right before. So it's like, it's fine to accept parts of the official narrative, or to say, hey, maybe there was more going on, not with the suicide. That one, to me, is pretty solid. But with other aspects to this that we're going to speculate about, but we're never going to have enough evidence to actually demonstrate. And to her point about all this footage that we've heard referred to, maybe the footage didn't, in terms of what law enforcement had, didn't bring forward evidence against other perpetrators, which is what people are wanting, of course, is there solid evidence against other perpetrators who we sort of know for certain there were other powerful people and other people alongside Epstein abusing children, and we want them to be held accountable. So the hope is in all those hours of footage that they've before confirmed they have, that you would have proof. She's saying it was footage, but upon reviewing, it was just nothing that would be evidence against other perpetrators. And that could be the case. One of the things that is so high stakes about how they've been botching this publicly is that it makes it even harder for people to trust any of the explanations. And I go back to, because I don't even know. You know what? I rarely say this. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay? I'm honest about it. I don't know. But, so it's easier to go back to what would MAGA be saying if this were somebody else, as more of a political demonstration. Trump, especially having a friendship before with the guy you're referring to, especially wishing Ghislaine Maxwell well, and all of it. To get that defensive, and then for your attorney general to go, okay, so here's the deal. When I said I had the client list, I had the files. There was no client list in there. I misspoke. Next issue. When I said we had the footage, it wasn't footage of what we thought it would have been. So that's settled, and I misspoke. Then on the missing, there's always missing minute. Okay. Like, I get how that's going to, people are going to go, okay, really? Okay, really? Now, I've explained to you a lot of the theories you have about, there's this cabal that is orchestrating all this, is a simpler, almost always inaccurate way to analyze the world, as opposed to the complex set of interests that are at play that lead to, sometimes, yes, powerful people getting away with things for way too long, not seeing the accountability they should. Prosecutors being afraid of going after them because of their resources. True. But the hyper-simplified version of it that we hear trotted out sometimes, as to how all of this has been perfectly planned by some powerful cabal, is rarely going to be your correct answer. But if you do want to believe that, sheesh, they're giving you so many reasons. Now, Trump was not just upset about that during this press conference. While we continue through this, please do, if you appreciate the show, click the subscribe button. It's free. And go to drinkpep.com to get yourself an energy drink that finally gives your body what it needs and doesn't wreck it like so many of the others on the market. Drinkpep.com. So here is Trump talking about Putin using the most stark language he has yet. So what is he going to do about it?
I don't know. We get a lot of bullshit thrown at us by Putin, for you want to know the truth. He's very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless.
Do you want to sanction him? Lindsey Graham has a sanctions bill on Russia. Do you want him to vote?
I'm looking at it. Yeah, no, I'm looking. The Senate is passing and passed a very, very tough sanctions bill. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Can you sign that?
It's not.
He's been looking at it for months now, it feels like. You're looking at it. Sanction him. Right now, we are on the precipice of pushing Russia off of an economic cliff. And that is the only world, as badly as I feel for innocent Russian civilians who will suffer, putting him under political pressure because of economic chaos seems to be the only way we're going to stop him sending, by the way, aside from the atrocities he's bringing upon the Ukrainian people, will also stop him from sending hundreds of thousands of his own civilians, most of them who don't really want to, into war and losing their lives, is going to be all the economic pressure possible. And European nations need to get their act together as well and unite to put more pressure on Russia economically. But Trump keeps saying he's looking at it, he's considering, in 2 weeks he'll figure it out.
We're dealing with him now too. We're not happy with Putin. I'm not happy with Putin. I can tell you that much right now, because he's killing a lot of people, and a lot of them are his soldiers and their soldiers mostly. And it's now up to 7,000 a week, and I'm not happy with Putin. Okay, any questions? Yes.
Yes, sir. You just said you're not happy with Vladimir Putin. Is there anything that you plan to do to act on that feeling of unhappiness?
Well, I wouldn't be telling you. Don't we want to have a little surprise? You know, one of the things we did with the attack is that you asked that question. I didn't mean to be rude, but I'm in a rude because I'm looking at some of these crooked people up here, so I'm rude. But your question was asked very nicely. But one of the things we did is we went over every fact. We wanted to get every fact straight. We wanted to have the distance straight, the number of pilots straight. Everything had to be correct, because we want to be. This was a very important mission.
He doesn't even know how to speak. He didn't even transition to, now I'm talking about Iran. It sounds like, because he doesn't give any context clues, he's talking about doing a mission against Russia. He didn't say anything about Iran, but he's talking about Iran now. You asked about Russia. He just transitions. He doesn't even say, there's no transitionary statement. He just, oh yeah, about Russia. So we had a flight, right? And it was headed. And there was a bomb. And you're like, wait, we bombed Russia? This is crazy breaking news.
We failed on this mission. It was beyond the war that, obviously we had with Iran and Israel. A lot of hatred, a lot of years and years of hatred, centuries of hatred. People have never seen anything like it. So we wanted to be correct with all our facts. So what I was doing is just asking. It would be great if the media would be correct with their facts. That's all we ask for. So go ahead. So finish it.
What is he talking about? I don't need to show you this. He ranted at a CNN reporter, obviously. But do something. If you're saying you're fed up with Putin, do something. You backed off of sanctions. Put them on as much as you can. Give Ukraine everything it needs. That's how. That's the only way we're going to get lasting peace, is an utter and complete failure. If he keeps getting little wins, then it's going to go on forever. But here, he has a very interesting thought. Let's listen.
This was not only the pilots. Those machines flew for 37 straight hours. They didn't stop. They went skedaddle. You know the word skedaddle? It means skedaddle.
Do you know the word skedaddle? It means skedaddle. Does it?
They went skedaddle. You know the word skedaddle? It means skedaddle. They dropped.
Like how tariff means tariff, which he recently said.
The bombs, and somebody said, skedaddle. Let's get the hell out of here. And every bomb hit.
I could hear. You don't think that I could know this? I know. Who did we just hear?
Brian Glynn.
Oh, really? Probably him too. I heard Howard Lutnick. This is not funny. They said skedaddle, and you hear people go, just forcing it out. It's like that clip of Rubio going, and then his face gets really sad. It's pitiful. Share your thoughts in the comments.